You need a complete protein. When I say complete protein, I'm saying all of the essential amino acids that the body cannot synthesize by itself. This comes from basically every type of meat, as well as I believe pea protein is one of the few vegan sources that has it. Tofu is not a complete protein.
No.
So you will have to supplement tofu with other types of protein to make sure you hit the amino acids that you need. It's more complicated to do that, so you could just focus on pea protein or rotating your vegan protein source.
Welcome to the Longevity Unlocked podcast. We are your guide to optimizing your life one health tip at a time. We are not providing a replacement for medical advice. Please always consult your doctor before making any diet, exercise, medical, or lifestyle changes.
On this episode of Longevity Unlocked, we dive into the simple and effective ways on how to eat to gain muscle and the simple and effective ways on how to eat to just gain weight, because you absolutely have to gain weight. Doesn't mean it's easy. It's just simple. We give actionable tips and tricks to get you there effectively. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Longevity Unlocked. I'm Coach Kyle here with Dr. K.
Thank you guys for joining us in the fourth and final food mini-series episode. We've talked about general eating. We've talked about busy. We've talked about how to lose weight. Now we're going to talk about how to gain muscle just by eating. Again, just like last episode, we're not talking about peptides or medications or supplements, just food. We're going to mention the longevity food pyramid. Go back 3 episodes for full details on that, but we will touch on that. Then do you want to explain the giveaway?
Yeah, the giveaway. We are doing Easter egg sales is what we're calling it. So every few episodes, we're going to give something away. And it's not a little giveaway. It could have a value anywhere of $150 all the way to $1,000. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be different whenever we do it. But from podcast to podcast, we'll throw a giveaway in there every once in a while. First person who calls in gets it for free. Second person, half off. And the third person and on get a 10% discount. So let's dive right in. I want to give one caveat to eating to gain muscle. I want to split it into 2 groups. Sure. We're eating to gain muscle, and then we're just eating to gain weight. The people who just
can't gain weight.
Sure. You want to do muscle first?
Easier.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if it's easier, because actually, no, just gaining weight is easier. Just eat like 12 bags of chips a day.
Yeah. So if you are someone who really struggles to just gain weight, this is where you want to consider taking the longevity food pyramid and not following it.
Upside down.
Yep. You want carbohydrates and fats, and you still want a decent amount of proteins. Mm-hmm. But you don't want to eat a lot of stuff that is very dense and fills you up, because you're not going to be able to get the calories that you need in order to gain weight.
Yep. So here's the thing, and I'll point out. Most people are chronically underweight, not because they choose to, because they have something going on. So if you're struggling to gain weight, you have no idea why, go get worked up. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Now, if you know why and you're really just trying to work around it, some parts are going to work around your particular issues, but a lot of it is going to come down to fat. Eat more fat.
Yep. So fat is the highest number of calories per gram. It's the most calorically dense macro. Mm-hmm. So if you can get more fat in your system, you are going to have more calories in your system. Mm-hmm. So it is literally as simple as just eating more. And when I say it simple, I don't mean it's easy.
Correct. It's not, because your brain's going to say, oh, I'm full, stop eating. You got to eat past that.
Yep. A little hack I like to use for some people is Mass Gainer. So it's super bro, but you can find actually a pretty good clean one. I think Transparent Labs has one. Mm-hmm. It's like 1,500 calories for a serving.
Jeez.
You mix that with 16 ounces of whole milk, and you're sitting around 1,800 calories for a protein shaker, right? That's your breakfast. Or your lunch. You eat your breakfast, and that's what you have for lunch. You sip that during the day, and then you have dinner.
Jeez.
It's just like a 2,000 calorie hack to just get you boosted. And I've worked with some of these people. It is not uncommon for, if you are truly struggling to gain weight, to need 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
So without doing something like that, oftentimes it becomes a little logistically difficult. Also, a pint of ice cream.
Melt the ice cream, you can drink it.
There you go. But don't get the Halo Top. That's not going to help you. I'm talking the like 1,300 calorie a pint stuff.
Ben & Jerry's, Haagen-Dazs, the thick and creamy stuff.
Yeah. More fat, more better.
But really, if you drink it, if you melt it and drink it, your body won't register it as much food as eating it frozen. And then you get a lot of calories that way.
There you go. So if you are really just struggling to gain weight, it is truly as simple as eating more calories. It's not easy. You got to push past it, but use mass gainer, use high calorically dense foods, ice cream, add in fats.
Now, I will say something like Ensure. I know people use it, but look at the ingredients and stuff like Ensure. It's horrendous. You're better off drinking the ice cream.
Yep. A good like high milk fat percent ice cream that's pretty clean, sugar, milk, like chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually really not that bad for you if calories are off the table.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's just to gain weight.
Yep.
Now let's be a little bit more nuanced and say we want to gain muscle. Maybe not a bunch of fat, but we just want to gain muscle.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do?
Protein.
Yep. I mean, it is pretty simple. What you got to do is get, generally as a rule, 1 gram per pound of body weight in protein. And the studies seem to show that there's kind of a cap around 0.8 or change per pound for gaining muscle. However, if you aim for 1, chances are you're going to hit the optimal every single day.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to get the protein. Don't skimp on the fats either. You're going to need the fats. You're probably going to need more than your base level of fats to support the hormone production. You're going to need testosterone. A lot of our sex hormones and growth hormones are synthesized. Things that help grow our muscles are synthesized from fats and cholesterol in the body. And then for the rest of it, try not to eat a bunch of that tip of the pyramid, the longevity food pyramid. Because if you're trying to gain muscle, but you go for chips and you go for ice cream, you are going to end up packing on a lot of fat with that muscle.
Yep.
In terms of doing it to alleviate cravings and things like that, the longevity pyramid will also help fix cravings.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else there?
Does protein matter? What kind of protein?
Yeah, it does. It actually does. You need a complete protein. So when I say complete protein, I'm saying all of the essential amino acids that the body cannot synthesize by itself. This comes from basically every type of meat, as well as I believe pea protein is one of the few vegan sources that has it. Tofu is not a complete protein.
No.
So you will have to supplement tofu with other types of protein to make sure you hit the amino acids that you need. It's more complicated to do that. So you could just focus on pea protein or rotating your vegan protein source.
So can I theoretically just live on protein powders and then like vegetables?
I guess you could live on it.
Would I gain muscle on it?
Probably. Honestly, probably will. But you're probably going to be starving all the time.
Why?
Because when you drink protein powder, the satiety effect is nowhere near eating a piece of chicken.
Why?
Or a piece of beef. Because you have to digest it. There's a size component to it. You drink a protein shake, it's mostly water by weight. Your body absorbs it fairly quickly, and then your stomach's empty.
There you go, guys.
I will say one more thing. If you're trying to gain muscle, drop your fat to drop the calories. Don't go crazy in the carbohydrates, but you need a solid base of carbohydrates. So when you're gaining muscle, you need to fill your glycogen stores. So you need your muscles to retain the water. And carbohydrates is what makes that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Carbohydrates, getting the water into the body. So if you focus on getting, if you're active and you're strength training, we'll get there in a second, about 200 grams of carbohydrates a day for someone who is active.
Can I eat my 100 grams of protein all at once?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Did you see the big studies that came out about this?
No.
Wild. This has been a game changer recently. So a bunch of stuff came out about this, and everybody used to think that like 30 grams of protein was like all you could digest, right? And that you could use.
Mm-hmm.
And while technically, scientifically, that is accurate, that is all you can use at that moment.
Sure.
The remainder of those amino acids go into an amino acid pool.
Okay.
In which the body will just pull from them as it needs it.
So does it mess up your kidneys?
That might be a side effect.
Mm-mm.
We'll get there. But my actual strategy is ignore the 30 gram thing. And if you're going for dinner, we probably want to be closer to 60 grams because that way we build the amino acid pool for the entire muscle building and recovery period overnight. Your body has plenty of protein and amino acids to draw from overnight. Do I recommend eating 100 plus grams of protein on meals regularly? No. Your kidneys are going to take a hit. Should you never do that? Do it when you're eating a A5 Wagyu ribeye. Amazing. Have a great time.
Fair enough.
But I probably wouldn't go like 100 plus in a meal unless there's always caveats, unless you're like a giant dude.
Fair enough.
Because then you probably need it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What else do we want to know? How much water do you have to drink along with your protein?
A lot of water. So when you're trying to gain muscle, it goes back to the same thing with the carbohydrates, right? We need the muscles to be hydrated.
So an ounce per gram?
Ounce per gram. That's actually probably pretty solid. And if you wanted to throw a supplement in here, biotin with a high protein diet is probably a good add-in. But yeah.
what is that thing? If you eat too many eggs, you run out of biotin.
Yeah. So ounce per gram, that's actually a really good rule. I like that. Solid,
Came up with it all by myself.
simple. But yeah, you're going to have to drink a lot of water. And be conscious of also like when you're drinking the water, your body will absorb a lot more water from when you wake up until 2 o'clock. And then the absorption rate starts to fall off the closer you get to bed. And then when you get to bedtime, you're not retaining a bunch of that water. Also, if you stack your water post carbohydrates, the signal is there, the carbohydrate's there, and it will help transport it to the muscle.
Fair enough. Creatine?
Yeah, probably should do creatine as well. If you throw in some creatine, that's going to further hydrate the muscles. It's going to make your hydration efforts more effective. It's going to make your carbohydrates more effective. It's probably going to make your brain work a little better. It's going to make your workouts a little better. So, and before we wrap this up, we have to talk about strength training because you're not going to gain muscle if you're not sending the signal to gain muscle.
Sure.
There's 2 parts, right? You've got to have the raw materials. That's your protein. That's your hydration. And you've got to have the signal. The signal is technically nobody actually knows what the signal is. We know strength training does it. The mechanism is unknown.
Okay.
So if you lift weights and you lift them hard, that will send the signal. And then you give the body the raw materials and it will build it.
Good to know.
And you don't need to go crazy. 3 times a week is probably good for 90+% people. Two times a week is probably good for more than half the population. Now, if you're a bodybuilder, get after it.
Cool.
Cool.
Anything else to add?
I think that's about it.
Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Longevity Unlocked. I'm Coach Kyle here with Dr. K.
We'll see you guys next time.
This podcast is not medical advice, and any information taken from this episode should be discussed with your medical provider and not be a replacement for a consultation. We disclaim any responsibility for any possible adverse effects from information taken from the episode.